chose to look a little deeper into was family and the influence that they have over us while we're growing up. And adolescence is a time in which we make very great developmental strides, and it's during this time that we're usually surrounded by our family members, not because we don't really have a lot of friends yet, we haven't gotten into school and made too many connections. So these are the people that influence us, and they're our support systems, and I want to look deeper into how they affect us. And while we're related by DNA to these people and they pass down hereditary traits like eye color, they also pass down characteristics and habits that we don't really realize. We look up to our parents and observe their actions and behaviors and often tend to follow in their footsteps when we tend to become adults and follow what they do. And to look closer at the families, I chose to read The House of Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne and Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And both of these show different dynamic families that go through many different struggles. And I was able to observe the many different relationships that they form and the connections they make throughout the novels, and really see how families can change people and affect the way they live. One of the things I found while researching was Jeffrey Kluger's TED Talk, in which he discusses the importance of sibling relationships. And he thinks that these relationships are the strongest things that we can form in our lifetime because they're so unique and everybody's childhood is different, and we go through many different conflicts and tragedies, and that we're able to draw closer to our siblings through these. In Little Women, the girls are brought closer when their father goes off to war and they have to work together to keep the house running smoothly and help their mother. And they're also brought together when one of them falls extremely ill, and they help to nurse her back to health, and then after she dies, they're there together to stick together and help each other. And they really make connections through these experiences. In The House of Seven Gables, Clifford and Hepzibah are separated for 30 years when Clifford has to go to jail for something he did not commit. And this separation does cause a strain on their relationship, but it also brings them closer because they are able to stick together because of the bond they formed when they were younger, and the relationship just carries on throughout that. Another thing I looked into was the effect that our parents have over us, and I found Dorothy Nault's poem, Children Learn What They Live, in which she showcases the effect that our childhoods can have on our lives. And some of the lines include, if a child lives with hostility, he learns to fight, and if a child lives with acceptance, he learns to love. And this shows the positive and negative effects our parents can have. In Little Women, their parents teach them to be proper ladies and to marry rich husbands because that's what society wants them to do. And this idea is pushed into their heads, so it's ultimately what they try to follow through with in their life because they want to seek their parents' approval and make them happy. And then in The House of Seven Gables, the Pinching family is driven by greed and money because they want to find a missing deed of land to a plot in Maine, and they this desire is passed down between generations because they want to teach their children to find this wealth and keep continuing on being successful in life. And I was able to take away from this whole experience that our families are the most influential people in our lives, and while we don't get to choose who we're related to and we can't really control our DNA, we are able to control the relationships that we have, and we can form stronger bonds with these people, and we can be there with them through thick and thin, and they'll be there to help us no matter what.